Veigar AD carry has always been quite strong, but ever since his buffs recently, his win rate just skyrocketed, and professional AD carry players, such as the Korean player Kia, have picked up Veigar and they are quite successful with him. So let's have a look at how they are doing it exactly. Hello fellow Misfortunates, we are watching this pro player slash challenger player replay from the Korean server right now. I mean, yes, he's a pro player, but he's also playing in Challenger, so it can't really get any more elaborate than that in terms of skill expression and gameplay quality. But Veigar AD carry, first and foremost, AP champions in the bot lane. Obviously, when I say AD carry, I just mean Veigar in the AD carry position, not literally playing AD with AD items and whatnot. No, it's still a mage. But instead of an AD carry on their team, they have this Veigar. And okay, they lost the level 2 advantage, which looks a little grim, but you just turtle on the tower, you're fine. So Veigar AP carry. AP champions in general in the bot lane are a little bit overpowered simply because people forget to adjust their rune shards. So they will still go with the armor rune in lower ranks because they just forget or they don't know. And you can take such a big advantage here, or you can, is that an expression? You can take advantage of that, and it will pay off big time. So mages in the bot lane, it's in my opinion not the most honorable thing to do as a diehard AD carry main, but it's certainly effective. And ever since the Veigar buffs, he got a second off his Q, which means he will stack it way faster. And he also gets a little bit higher reward for queuing cannon minions for the last hit. He gets 1 more AP. That's not too significant, but the 1 second off the cooldown, that's really a big deal. And we are seeing the Leprechaun Veigar skin actually. Reason is that his event horizon, his stun zone, you know, is a little bit more difficult to see for the opponent. Also not the most honorable thing to do, but I mean, if it's what it takes to win, it probably has a slightly better win rate. Anyway, this Veigar build is so genius for solo queue, because what you can do with it is you can be proactive in your games. You don't need to sit back, Veigar is a late game champion, don't get me wrong, but you don't need to sit back and farm until the very late game to make something happen. So, why is that so? First of all, the rune page. We are going Predator, Taste of Blood, Eyeball Collection, Ingenious Hunter with Manifold Band and Transcendence. Summoner spells Teleport and Flash, as we can see already. Teleport coming out for the early boots purchase, which gives him access to his Predator Keystone. So, shards, ability haste, ability power, and armor. You can also go double armor if you want to. Ability power on Veigar is inherently worth less, because the 9 ability power from shards is, compared to his total ability power, percentage-wise, very small, because he just stacks ability power so hard with his passive. Anyway, the extra ability power is better for last hitting in the early game, so do as you please here. But these runes, well, Taste of Blood helps you to survive in lane, of course, and Ingenious Hunter reduces your Predator cooldown and the cooldown of your first item, which is the Everfrost, you know, the mage mythic that can root or snare opponents. So with Veigar, you have this crowd control chain. In solo queue, it's all about getting picks, right? You want to get a pick, you want to provoke the enemy into a careless fight with numbers disadvantage for them, and then you want to clean up, take objectives, and repeat until you win. So with Predator, you can just run up. They can't run away fast enough. You get them into the cage, and even if they don't walk into a wall, or into the wall from the cage, you can still then stun them with your mythic item and hit them with your full combo for massive damage. Okay, Ezreal getting caught there, but it doesn't do much, huh? Yeah, Bard is out of mana, he's too far away, he actually gets killed. This doesn't look good, in fact. I mean, getting out-rotated here, getting dived. Yeah, this is a tough game. This is definitely not a stomp for Veigar, so we will see the champion with its full potential. Faker in the mid lane, getting out-rotated by Xerath, but I guess he just prioritizes pushing the wave under tower, getting his farm, getting his late game split push ready. I don't know, I'm not a Tryndamere expert, but I assume Faker is following a bigger strategy here. Anyway, Veigar returns back to base, and this is the thing, Veigar, he is, of course, damage reliant, he's a burst mage, but he also is a control mage at the same time with his stupidly strong event horizon ability. You max this second because the stun duration actually goes up when you put points into it, which means it's even a better tool for catching people. Also, the cooldown gets lower. and, well, potentially get multiple off in a single fight, especially when you get resets with Transcendence. So, by the way, quick information for you. I know I've recently just been uploading these live commentaries. The reason is quite simple. I'm currently, I need to put so much time into university because I'm currently having my finals, my exams, and scripting videos and performing the scripts and editing them and stuff, it's just so much work, and I can't afford to sink that much time into it right now. But I will be producing content like that, like you're used to, very, very soon again, once my exams are over. But for now, I think these live reactions, I mean, they're not as well structured, but I still give valuable insights into the bot lane meta, into AD carry and stuff. So I hope you're still happy with that. It's better than no videos at all. And yeah, this is what I mean. You get this cage ready, and instantly you can hard engage. He saw Lee Sin was lurking here, and by just getting the cage around them, Lee Sin gets a free engage. Where are they gonna go? They can't really dodge his Q anymore. And especially since Lee Sin can displace them with kick. This is also an interesting combo with displacement effects like Vayne E, like Poppy, or like Lee Sin kick or what have you. You can force the enemy into your stun zone, so you can actually get very, very nasty engages off of that. But simply the fact you're encircling them with that thing, restricting their movement, cutting them off from their team, their escape paths in every direction, it's so huge for solo queue. Oh, I guess someone didn't see the portal. Anyway, working towards the first item, the mythic item. We have Lost Chapter already, so spamming abilities should be quite nice. Obviously, as Veigar, you want to last it with your Q as much as possible, because whenever you do that, you get extra ability power scaling into the late game. Okay, so Bard goes for a little journey, but looks like he's fine-ish right now. Red team is slightly ahead, but again, the pressure is on red team. They have to be ahead here, or else they're just gonna lose super, super hard. Because again, Tryndamere is just a ticking time bomb, Veigar is just a ticking time bomb as well. And here we see another cage button, no follow-up of course. But still, you get that pressure on them, you get a free Q, you force them to, well, use brain power to dodge your W inside the cage. You give them the opportunity to make mistakes, and this is rough. This is actually very rough. The Hecarim dive, nothing you can do there. He even got stunned by Veigar cage. Veigar did everything he could there, but it just doesn't matter. Yeah, Bard is probably getting the same treatment. Tries to save himself, but I mean, yeah, this is just the bot lane experience. There's not much you can do if the jungler decides to do that. You could ward here and then potentially run back to the tier 2 tower once you see Hecarim there, but it's a Hecarim, he has 1,000,000 movement speed, and chances are he gets you no matter what. So you really have to hope for cross-map plays to, well, even the scores. And is that a Herald? Why isn't he placing his Herald? I mean, it would be a perfect opportunity to just take the tower. Yeah, okay, there we go. Probably waiting until the tower is low enough so Herald straight up one-shots it. I guess that's what the reasoning is here, but yeah, you definitely want to have pressure. If Hecarim goes for plays like these in the bot lane, you have to hope your team makes up for it. But again, as Veigar, no pressure. The pressure is on them. They have to make something happen. They have to finish the game before you become unstoppable. And even if you get put behind in lane, you are immensely useful with your E. And with your infinite scaling, you will be useful damage-wise anyway. So Veigar is a very chill pick, actually. Ooh, that's a big catch. Yeah, okay, going right in. One mistake, this is the thing, these E's, these event horizons, they, of course, the enemy is not forced to run into your stun, but you just give them the opportunity to make a mistake. And in more than 0% of all cases, they will make that mistake. Especially in lower elos, people are not really familiar with all the abilities, they can't really play around zones that well. So, chances are they will run into a stun eventually, and we just saw it even at the highest level of play. These are literally pro players. We have literally Faker in this game, and still, people get hit by the stun. So, yeah, again, same thing. There's a little bit of pressure on Senna. She does not run into it. Okay, Veigar is dead, for sure. Yeah. And nasty. I mean, at this point, he probably should just sit back a little bit. He got a little bit greedy there because Senna was trapped inside the cage and he wanted to get some pressure, but blue team is starting... Well, actually, they are not as far behind in gold because they got first tower, but they are behind in kills, and it's, well, it's really looking like Ezreal can start snowballing now, and also Senna's super dangerous this patch. She has such huge scalings as well. So the late game, while it's not, it's obviously still in blue team's favor, but it's not free for blue team by any means. Red team has huge counterplay opportunities. Anyway, teleport, get back to lane quickly, get your first item. You really want to complete Everfrost as fast as possible. You don't really need to, well, throw money at tier 2 boots that early. Completing Everfrost way more important, getting more value out of your Ingenious Hunter, lowering its cooldown so you can spam it. And I think very soon we are going to see this combo. This E, Event Horizon, into Everfrost active. Right now they're just pushing the tower. Nice and consistent. And Ezreal is standing there. Lee Sin maybe ready for a dive. Taking Gromp so he doesn't lose time clearing. Yeah, this looks like an opportunity. Yeah, we see the Predator. Walking close. Okay, leading with Everfrost. Yeah, baiting out Ezreal's jump. Yeah. Okay, not exactly as I had envisioned it, but very, very smartly played. Is that a word, or do you just say smart play? I think it's smartly. Cleverly played. Baiting out the Ezreal jump, yeah, of course, if they have a blink. Ezreal is probably the hardest matchup, or one of the hardest matchups for Veigar, because he can indeed jump out of your event horizon all the time. But with Everfrost, you just bait it out, and then you use your event horizon, and then you're pretty much golden. Yeah, this is the tower for blue team here. And this is what I mean, the playmaking potential is so huge with Veigar. You can just run at them, get your crowd control, give them the opportunity to make mistakes, and then capitalize on these mistakes when they happen eventually. So after taking bot tower, Veigar goes into the mid lane to hold that wave, to farm, to get pressure there, and probably also to give Tryndamere some time to get a split push going. Actually, I was wrong. You just go straight for ganks with Predator, but I think they're a little too late. Hecarim just runs away, right? Oh no, Hecarim was killed by Lee Sin. Okay, but still, everyone else is running away, so you're not getting any value here. Oh, what am I saying? Okay. Wow, that's a tilter. Oh my. And Veigar probably gets killed by Senna. Okay, no. I was about to say, he probably also gets killed by the lethality Senna damage, but no, he survived at the very least. Everfrost giving 250 health, really paying off here. But yeah, Tryndamere started to apply pressure. Oh, what? Ulti? Yeah. Getting the AD carry treatment. That's just how it goes. Meanwhile, Veigar getting pressure on the tier 2 tower, top lane. It's a very huge source of gold. Oof, yeah, you can really spam Everfrost. How much is the cooldown? It's 30 base, and it gets reduced by... it sucks so hard that it doesn't show in the tooltip the actual cooldown, but yeah, it's 20 plus 12, 32% more activations. I don't know how much cooldown reduction is that, maybe 25%? Roughly? Anyway, Veigar building towards Rabadon's Death Cap, I'd assume. Death Cap is a super good item on Veigar because of his passive. I mean, it amplifies all the ability... Oh, okay, Predator. Should be dead now, right? A little too early on the cage. Oh, he's getting outplayed, isn't he? He's getting outplayed. No. No. Trying to predict the dash there. Oh, that's good. The longer situations like these last, the riskier they get. You see Ezreal already there, pathing towards them. Yeah, okay, at this point you're committed. You just trade 1 for 1. You take it. The longer a dance like this takes, the more likely it is one of their... allies will support them and revenge kill you, or just kill you outright without you getting anything. This is so risky. But yeah, Death Cap, super good. We see a second large rod here, again, because you get a % amplification on all the ability power you have, including your passive. And interestingly enough, Kia not opting to max E second, but actually maxes W second. This is, well, this is not the meta for Veigar. I guess he just, I mean, obviously he wants more burst damage. it's not even... The ratio doesn't get better, you just get a little bit of base damage. Can we see? Yeah, everything that happens is mana cost goes up, base damage goes up, and that's it. Compare that to Event Horizon, stun duration would go up, cooldown would go down. So, I mean, you don't have to be a League genius to see that maxing E would be better, but I guess Kia is getting greedy here. He just wants more damage, and I think 1.5 seconds of stun is enough to get his full rotation off, and she just wants to kill as fast as possible. But I recommend to you, for better playmaking potential in your solo queue games, that you go for Emax second every single game. No questions asked. And this, yeah, this actually stops the Herald a little bit, but will it prevent the charge? It might. Ooh, Hecarim going in. Event Horizon is on cooldown. The clean hit. Yeah, the charge went through though. Oh, it closed his eye. It gets another one. No. This is getting messy. But yeah, Veigar wasting his cage on the Herald. Ah, you hate to see it. Veigar saving the day, huh? What a mess, what a mess. But yeah, save your cage for champions. Do yourselves a favor. They didn't even prevent the charge with that, which is the worst part. Must feel very bad though. But it's okay. It's okay. The fight is won in the end. And before they respawn, they can even get some tower damage. Actually, maybe Faker takes this tower too. Let's see how greedy he is. No, okay, he isn't. Oh, did I speak too soon? Gale Force? No. Okay. Gale Force was on cooldown. Didn't happen. Alright. Veigar teleporting towards the river. Finishing Death Cap. So Death Cap, just for the sake of making this argument. Oh, yeah, there I see it. Getting the circle, then using Everfrost, and then unleashing everything else. They can't do nothing about it unless they flash over your walls, but they have to have their flash for that first. Graves' mobility spell is a dash, not a blink, so he can't just dash through the wall, he would still get stunned. So, one large rod is 1250 gold and gives 60 ability power. Combining the two large rods you already have into Death Cap is 1100 gold. So if this gives 60 ability power, as much as a large rod, like the passive from Death Cap, if you get just 60 ability power off that, you're already gold positive. How much does Veigar get here? 171. This is insanely gold efficient. Getting like 3 large rods worth of stats for 1100 gold. It's insane what this passive does with Death Cap. It's just insane. And Everfrost has an AP ratio too, so it's just perfect for Veigar. It's really very synergistic all in all, this entire build. And the items afterwards, I mean, you're a mage, you have the luxury of building the most broken item in the game, aka Zhonya's Hourglass. And with this build, you even have Ingenious Hunter, so you have Zhonya's on an even lower cooldown. So yeah, in solo queue, if you want to be as safe, as consistent as possible, you just go Zhonya's third item. Would really help against Hecarim diving you. Can buy you enough time to wait for a second Event Horizon to come off cooldown. I mean, you all know about Zhonya's. It's just these stasis effects, they are just completely broken. They are so powerful. Anyway, it's a reason why it's called Broken Stopwatch, huh? Okay, I'm sorry for that one. Never mind. Graves clearing vision on Baron. Yeah, I mean, neither team is too far ahead. The gold is dead even, pretty much. So it's really just a fight for vision now and waiting for the first opponent to make a mistake. But with Veigar, chances are, even at this level of play, chances are the opponent is that person who makes that mistake. Because again, Predator into E, into Everfrost is pretty much a guaranteed kill, or at least getting their flash out of them. But yeah, Dragon is spawning soon-ish. I can't see the exact timer here, but we see the icon on the map. So taking Baron when it's that even, when no one has numbers advantage, is super risky. So I don't think we will see any team pressuring that. But Dragon, I mean, blue team is on perfectly on course to take that soul very soon. And yeah, Veigar, this is still, I mean, he's playing a mage, but this is still AD carry macro, right? Push past River Roam, nothing changes there. The only thing that changes is that your DPS is not as consistent anymore because you need to play around your spell's cooldowns. And you have crowd control, which most AD carries don't have. So yeah, that's a decision you need to make for yourselves if you want to, or whether you want to play a mage bot lane or not. I recommend at least having a mage in your champion pool if you're very adamant about climbing, because when you don't, you will run into occasions where your team picks full AD, and then you lock in your AD champion too. And then the enemy wins by default if the game goes late, because they just stack armor and counter all of you. And yeah, now red team goes towards Baron, because all of blue team were bot lane. Okay, they're just trying to, I don't know, chase down Faker. No idea, man. I thought for a second they were trying to pressure Baron to force a reaction out of them, but... yeah, okay. Good catch. Veigar not quite close enough yet. Ezreal will jump over, yeah, okay. Again, Blink champions, quite good against Veigar, but... who do we have in the bot lane except for Ezreal, who can Blink? Off the top of my head, it's just jumps. Tristana jumps, gets caught by Cage when she tries to jump out of it. Ooh, that's big, potentially. Okay, no follow-up. Ah, he's dead. No. Okay, but yeah, there you see it. Stopwatch and stasis effects, extremely good. In team fights, you just throw your enemies off rhythm. You get cooldowns out of them and they get nothing in return. Just the stasis effect from Lee Sin there completely turned the fight. Single-handedly. Not even kidding. Oh, bother. The combo. Yeah, there we go. Again, once they get caught in the vortex, there's no escape. The chain CC you have with yourself, it's just insane. And we actually have Force of Nature here. Yeah, Veigar, you don't have to buy more AP. As long as you have Rabadance and you're Mythic, you're fine damage-wise. You will get infinite AP, pretty much. The longer the game goes, the more AP you get. But the important part here is that the more AP you have, the less every additional point of AP matters percentage-wise. That makes sense. It's obviously still good with Death Cap, but just buying defensive stats, being able to apply your damage for longer and more consistently is a better idea in the late game. So this is why we have this transition into more defensive items. Force of Nature here and Giant Spell next. Maybe this is a... okay, a surrender. But I guess this would have been a Deadman's Plate for more movement speed, for more catch potential. But yeah, red team had enough. Veigar AP carry, super strong. Played for some free LP this patch and potentially also next patch and the patch after. Depends on what Riot does. But if you want to see what I do on this channel regularly, then click the link on your screen right there.